My family primarily comes from along the Klamath River, but I live at Trinidad Rancheria now. That's where I'm enrolled. And Skuit San Ninapek is I'm happy to be with you today. So Hum Chorkwi Nikichu, welcome everyone. I just want to do a small food blessing, and then everybody can go get their finger food right through that door there, and then we'll have the program right after you're eating. So Wanayayak, Kumath Ekanor, Waklau, Nehat Numa. Bless our gathering today, and bless the Nunepu food that we'll be having. Waklau, Waklau, Waklau. So if you'd like, you can just go through the door there. It's all set up, and it's all finger foods. And come back and sit down, and we'll let you know when we're ready to go on to the speaker. Waklau. Yeah, right through that door. We don't need to explain yet that their mugs are theirs to receive.
Oh, yeah.
Let them get their food, and then we'll
Mm-hmm.
give more.
That'll be great. Oh, cool.
What's that?
Nice treat, all this.
Oh,
Mug.
yeah.
It's like, this is nice.
We had some fun.
Yeah.
With, you know.
Awesome. So happy to maybe come to one of these.
Well, glad
I've
to
wanted
hear.
to come for years.
Yeah, glad to hear. I liked how the booklet turned out too.
I know.
Just with the
Yeah, just stapling it and putting it.
yeah,
That
and
way?
with the drawing.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks really good. I mean, with the photographs last year, it didn't look bad.
No, but
This
yeah,
is just a better
it's
layout.
nice. Yeah.
It's a good layout. This is what I was envisioning, but I didn't have time to do that.
Right. Yeah. I don't have the skill to do that.
I mean, I could have if I had more time, but you know, I did
Yeah.
it all by myself, and it worked. It worked for
Mm-hmm.
what it was, but this is like the next step.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Good job. Oh boy. Yeah, mine was on. I kept covering it. Yeah. It was, but I think he turned it off when the mic came on. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was on it after
Yeah.
that initial burst.
Yeah.
But what if I fall down? You have to hold my arm. Yeah, these mics you have to
She
get
is an honored elder now. I don't know if they turned off. They were supposed to be on for, yeah.
That was not on. They did turn off. I just turned it back on.
Oh, okay. Yikes. I don't think they knew that.
That one had been.
Okay, good.
This one aren't hooked up yet.
Yeah,
And it's the biggest one.
right. Ooh, okay. We will have to. Yeah.
No, it kind of ages you a little tiny bit. It'll grow. It'll grow. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Say career move.
Hey Joey.
Hi.
How are
I
you?
thought that was you.
Yeah. I didn't know you got. Oh well, that makes sense. What are you doing here? Are you just
Live
doing...
streaming.
Oh, you're live.
Doing my
Am I
thing.
in the way?
Uh,
No, and I was like,
Are you
this
turning
one's on.
Okay.
It's just kind of a. I'm waiting for the
For the event.
for the event. Yeah.
Hey, so filming this week got rescheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's sick, so she's like, she's like, I tested negative, but
maybe enough for that.
so sorry.
No. We can reschedule it. Never works.
Okay. They're thinking like June 13th, like mid-June. How are you?
Yesterday.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Good.
wait.
Just,
I'd rather wait out here than.
wishing I had a pop-up for all my electronics. They, even though it was in the sun, they still get hot.
Yeah.
So I didn't need my summer kit together.
Oh yeah. It's
Oh, it's
Yeah, but it should be good. Make it work. So, usually do stuff with Clarke. We get a lot of beaches around. But yeah, this will be a fun one. I'm hoping to do more summer like outdoor stuff. So to get some things together. Probably a pop-up with a local lot just to keep all the everything underneath shaded.
Yeah. Something you can put up too, because you don't have to get like.
now we found out the chiller is in the United States.
Totally.
So it's like, well, you can use mine. Mine's like the 12 or 15.
Oh yeah, you get like that ginormous one.
Yeah, you're gonna need like 4 people to help you.
Yeah. Something set up. Usually I'll do it by myself, so
Yeah, something just
simple is better. But the sit presentation is good. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I got on board with Monica on Tuesday. Figure out what to do from there. Just trying to get some of the redo some of the marketing stuff, some of the promo material. Make sure I got all the people stuff on there. Be able to represent, and nice to tag your name on there. So.
And do you have any GoFundMe or anything?
No, I don't. But I think there'll be I know the Ink People does their fundraising stuff through PayPal and like do some kind of fundraising campaign. But I guess like setting up something separate would be good too.
Yeah, well, if they have stuff that you can already do, I think it's like how easy is it for the donor? And GoFundMe, you just send a link. The thing is that GoFundMe has a fee which the donor can pay or the organization can pay. And it's like a little sneaky because it's just kind of like throws it in at the end. And so I've had like contact that or like but it's really easy to like I think a lot of people do it. And then these people pay the fee. So.
Right.
But it is really easy to just like have that.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was looking at a lot of people. You guys were using Venmo too, right? I saw.
We were just using it for that event.
Oh, okay.
It's easier to do like transactions.
Right, somebody buying like
Yeah, and people need to have like that fee.
right. It's just a direct person-to-person kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I was looking, they like don't have anything for nonprofits yet, like dedicated Venmo, like where you can make an account for nonprofit. They were talking about. I guess there was like an alpha thing they were doing, so there were a few organizations that got tested out. Imagine much different.
Right. But I think it's the tax. And PayPal has but technically if you're buying something, you should be paying it. And you get around it by saying, no, this is a personal transaction. But I think if you do it enough, but if you just do it here and there.
So like the Ink People's got they usually will set up like a dedicated PayPal. They can like make their tag for the certain group. So like they've got one for all the projects. So then you can just send PayPal thing.
Okay, but I'm
she'll have people contact her from like the Tyco group or something and be like, who's this? Like, do you want money from their account? Who are you? Yeah, so is it just those two right now?
But I know that I don't know. I don't know. There could be.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think those are the main ones.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about
So just to let you know, we have samples of tea inside. Two of them are still brewing. It's going to be a few minutes. But the other two are ready. We have small tea, yarrow tea, spruce and pine
See
tea.
why you're here then.
yeah. So
Okay, so we're asking
yeah, I
people just take
that's
samples
like
of it.
nothing's ever just
That's what we're going to be doing. Okay, thank you.
So I mean, I'm obviously really
Just going to let you guys know that we do have tea samples inside as well too. We're still brewing. We have yarrow, swamp tea, swamp
Yeah,
pine
it'd
and
be great
spruce
to,
and
because
redwood.
then you could
And
pair up
we're
with
just
Holly
having people do
barbecue
samples.
and their
Bring
rice
some
and
people
their
do samples.
demonstration stuff.
yeah.
Really trying to encourage them to get back into it. I know they want to, still like pocket size. That would be
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, don't worry about it.
easy to help them.
Oh, good. How long is long?
Oh, totally. But they'd be so, you know, it'd be, I'm sure they'd be on
Starts
board
going.
for
I know that sometimes things do dry up too long.
it'd be awesome to get seeing the process of actually how you, how you actually
That's what I do.
make it all. The other green tea. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. I think they having like go in there.
Well, that's their thing. Is all like they were trained in Japan to do the demonstration stuff. Like a spot where they do demonstrations. Not anymore. They used to kind of have a dedicated. In the past, they've done it at the people. They've done a few at HSU. And then they kind of move around, so they don't really have a dedicated space. Yeah, exactly. So they're pretty mobile. Set up for effort. It's really cool to do an outdoor one like this. Yeah, I encourage we got a cheerlead from them in almost 4 years. They had some family stuff. I've been through a rough patch for family.
Yeah, that's mine as well.
They seem to be ready to get back into it. Very excited. So you have a... I would think there's quite a few of them. Actually, probably a lot of them. I think it was. Oh, right. And I think I went to... Because I was going to help them walk. Yeah, they definitely That's right. I'll probably be there beforehand if you wanted to swing by before.
Is it in person?
I was planning on it. We can do Zoom though. I kind of put out there to everybody. That's easier.
Well, I mean, if other people are down,
Yeah, I can Zoom in. You gotta be on. Yeah. The teenage That's okay. It's like we're just starting this out. It's trying to set in that date. I've been like, do I move it around or do I just keep it?
Oh, I don't put them anywhere, dude.
Wait to extra block it at a time. try to keep the pen pal stuff and get the students going over the summer. Work that out. But that's a start. And then of course updating all that everything. So do some arts alive. Just like I started my figure out another event time to do. I'd love to do like a
You probably don't want to.
some kind of summer festival that's kind of similar to what they do in Japan, like a fireworks festival or something. Should be amazing, like an August thing. To see if we can get like.
I know.
Of course, they do the fireworks out on the bay in July,
Oh.
so like later in August, doing something like
Thought it would be cool.
I would love to. I'm curious about that parking lot, that like gravel parking lot in front of
I'm a fan of
seafood place. It's like right there.
I just touched recently anywhere, so I just.
Well, I live vicariously.
Well, that's nice. Because it's really good.
Oh, they did. Okay. Because that would be a perfect like setup to like partner with them at least one of their Friday night markets, like an August like economy Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how you can forget that. But you see, yeah, you know how it is. Which one are you eating?
There was, I think.
The duck.
No, yeah.
The duck. What is that? I don't even know what I ate.
I think it's that one. No.
Duck?
That's what I think.
Well, I took a little
I
bit,
doubt I
but I've never, I can never eat it.
I can try through the innkeeper route too, because I know Monica's
If you're desperate.
I could.
yeah, it's a lot of work to do. A lot of people. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, some everybody just gets so many emails. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, yeah, this one is, yeah.
They weren't letting me
Sorry.
It's all right.
I think we can pitch that as like one big thing, like in partnership with whoever else is interested. Like, hey, we got this idea.
I think that's a crap cake. That's what I think. And that's what it looks like.
I'd love to have a conversation about it too. If they wanted to like kind of talk about the history of it, or just like what my experience was on doing this project. I would love to put together a PowerPoint. They're all other city
Me too.
No, you know.
And I couldn't pick them up. They never were.
They're all, oh, I see.
But I mean, I think that's right here. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be great.
definitely crap cake. No?
They want a special presentation. Like, I will talk about it.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say it was crap cake, but I know
I'm
it's
back
not.
at it.
That was
Pretty good. I looked at a little bit, but yeah, I checked out a little bit. We got a lot.
But like you, I took one of everything going.
We'll have to talk more about, what kind of. I mean, I can just throw together
about salmon.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me on the microphone this time?
Sorry.
Okay. For those of you that aren't familiar with our building, the restrooms are through
Good.
the
Try now.
boardroom. Hello? Can you hear me on the microphone this time? A left and okay. A left. And they're right in the hallway.
For
the
those
restroom.
of you that aren't
Also,
familiar with our
the two
building,
bags
the
in
restrooms
your
are
green packets.
through
We have hot
the
water
boardroom.
right by the food line if you want to make your cup of tea from the packets that we have with you in your green bag. Thank you.
You can hear yourself, yes. I don't know. They went and purchased that from the herbal vet. Okay. So it has nettles, orange peel, hibiscus, dandelion, red clover, lemon verbena, spearmint. What is lychee berry? Lychee berry. And robios and oat straw. Nettles, orange peel,
It's not shrimp. I don't think so. See, I think it's crab cake. But I don't think shrimp is in that. Kinda sorta. We'll do what we can.
That on my plaque then.
I did what I could. We're good.
Oh, really?
What's that? Oh, food.
I couldn't even taste it.
All right. Thank you.
I have allergies, so I take
Right.
Yeah, I haven't been to it, but I think I've seen pictures, right?
Yeah, getting it moving around.
Yeah, you can sit right
Yeah, this is the freezer.
Yeah, right. I'm like,
Her nose.
it's like, wait.
She's hanging out working, right? She beat the driveway. They took her away, but she made it through. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me in the back? You can hear me now? Yay! Awesome. My name is Lynn. I am president of the Clarke Museum Board, and I'd like to welcome you to Wild Teas Part 2. Thank you for coming. I wanted to thank specifically, we have some staff that really helped pull this together. We have our staff, and we have some of the folks from UIHS and Cherry Heights. From UHS and Cherry Heights, I specifically want to call out Andre wherever he's hiding. Andre, yay. And Shirley and her sister Bip. And if I missed anyone, I met someone recently. I apologize. Am I missing somebody? Oh, Pat. Well, I hadn't got that far. I was introducing the native first. Yes, we have lots of hats. We all do. Shirley is also on the board, as is Pat Benton. Wanted to thank Pat and Dana, wherever Dana is hiding. Dana Fredsty is our marketing and events coordinator. And I would like to thank her husband, David, for coming out today and helping out with all of this as well. And for all of those of you who participated, like Josh doing our book and Jay doing things here. I also wanted to take a moment to remember Brian Tripp. I'll walk. If I'm saying that correctly, I hope. Brian passed on Friday, and he was a big part of this community, including the Clarke. And it didn't seem right to do today without acknowledging his passing. He did do the design of the UIHS logo. So when you came in today, you saw Brian's artwork before you even got here. And we wanted to acknowledge that he has passed, but he is still with us in here. So with that, I would like to introduce Dessa Gunning, who has kindly agreed to do this again. Dessa did learn herbalism from her aunt and her grandmother, and I will let her tell you the rest. Would you like this over there?
No, I might. It's scary. Yeah, I agree. Knock now, Dessa Gunning. My family is Yurok, Tolowa, and Chetco. And on my mother's side, I'm Honduranian and English. So I have quite the mixture. As a child, I was sick a lot. I had allergies and asthma, and so one, I couldn't travel with my parents when they would go traveling. They'd go back to Honduras and visit with family, but they didn't ever want to take me because, well, if you get sick, what are we going to do with you? So they would send me to Kuchas's house, which is grandma, and my grandmother was Mamie King Caparisis. My dad would go, okay, Dessa knows how to use all of her medicine. She knows how to use all of her inhalers, her nebulizing machine. She knows how to do it. And grandma would say, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. You know, I would get bronchitis or a cold, and she'd immediately give me a cup of tea to drink, put a onion and mustard pack on my chest. I always smelled really very interesting. And if my lungs would not clear, she would give me dried mustard to take with a little bit of hot water and take that down, and believe me, it evacuates whatever's clogging your chest. You learn that. But I mean, she used everything that is around us. She was like, no, we can work with this. You'll be okay. And believe me, those things cleared my chest, my bronchioles really well. And I really didn't know what all they were called until I spent a lot of time with my auntie. And she was a master herbologist. That was Juanita Samuels Letson Samuels. And she goes, do you remember when you were little and Grandma gave you all those teas? And I was like, yeah. I said, some of them were really awful, some were okay. But yeah, she started to show them all to me, and she started to teach me what they were all about and why they worked for me and why they helped me breathe better, why they helped me feel better. So I got really interested, and I'm a librarian. I read, I look up and research, and I started doing that. And then I started putting together tea blends, and mostly for my family and friends. And then I would start taking them to our tribal members when they were sick, and give them away to the elders or give them away in a packet. So this is how I got all involved with my teas. Unfortunately, my auntie is Awak, my grandmother is Awak, so now it's left to me. And with that, it's like I'm going to get more knowledge. In fall, I will be starting school to learn more, because I need to. I think we really need to be able to use whatever's around us, because you know what? All the chemicals they create to mimic these things are not going to keep us healthy. And for the most part, I'm allergic to them. So the doctor's always like, oh, what can we give you? Well, that doesn't work for me. I'm allergic to it. You know, I've found that drinking plantain is a much better pain and anti-inflammatory for me than anything else. And it's, it's a weed people usually mow down or try to eradicate from their garden. Guess what? It has incredible skills. I'm allergic to all the pain medications. So for me, using plantain, I make it in a salve, I use it as a tea. It helps me to live my life every day and be healthier. So, I do suggest that anyone who would like to start using teas or natural herbs, you know what, I've consulted with my doctors, I've consulted with pharmacists, and they've said, if it works for you, that's okay. And the pharmacist will actually say, might not be a good idea to mix that with this medication or that with that. And I'm glad that they know that so that I can learn more and make sure of what I'm taking doesn't interact wrong. So please, I preference this. These are great. They can help you, but be aware of who you are and what your body can tolerate. Okay. Another part of tea for me is that sense of community that it creates. It is incredible. Wherever I have gone in the world, I have been offered a cup of tea by the people from that country, and it just breaks all the barriers. I'm like, wow, there's a sense of community, there's a sense of well-being, there's a sense of sharing and appreciating one another. And that's what tea can do. It's not only a living, healing, growing thing that we utilize, but it creates community. It creates that sense of peace. Because you know what? You stop for a little while when you're having a cup of tea. You can stop, you can communicate, you can phase out what's going on outside and just be who you are with one other person. And I took my kids traveling with me a lot, and we often got offered tea, and they were like, just a little bit, and they're like, oh, Mom. In the Middle East, they didn't like all the cardamom, they didn't like all the really harsh flavor, and I was like, it's okay, you just take your sip, you've experienced it, you now know what it is. But it was like, most other countries, there is ritual to giving you a cup of tea. It takes time and energy. And yeah, my grandmother loved me and cared for me and wanted me to feel better. So all that was put in that cup of tea she handed me, Okay, I'm gonna share some of the teas that I use regularly or all together. I oftentimes just go pick a pinch and put it all in the cup and let it seep and put some. I like my honey and lemon. That's the way my grandmother made it tolerable, no matter what it tastes like. A little more lemon in there. Anyway, yerba santa. This is something that is great for my respiratory problems. It helps tuberculosis, colds, and coughs. This is all around us. You can find it, and you can use it as a dressing, as a poultice, as a healing when I would go camping, when I'd go hiking. We don't often always have all those medical necessities. I had people hand me yarrow and yerba santa, go pick leaves and put it over my cuts, steep them for when you got bit up by the bugs, and it helps. Elderberry, we were just talking about elderberry at the table. It is incredible, and I know that it's become really popular. It's like sometimes an herb will just catch on and it'll become popular. Well, elderberry right now is a very popular thing. It's great fiber, it's a gas relief, it's a detoxifier, and allergy relief. Colds, flus, respiratory problems. Use your elderberry, not only flowers, but I like using the dried elderberries themselves. And I seep them. And then if I just let them keep seeping after I've drank what I needed off of it, it gets really thick and it's a great cough syrup. And that all just happens naturally there. And elderberry is very prevalent around here. Take a nature walk. You will find elderberry bushes. Dandelion, wow. Dandelion is incredible. My auntie had skin cancer, She had it scheduled to get it cut off, and she goes, I'm going to go use some dandelion. She took the head of the dandelion, she squeezed the little white milk off of it, and she put it was on her face, and she put that little bit on there, and she just kept doing it, and this little hard black thing fell out finally. She was still scheduled to have it removed at the hospital. She went into the hospital, and the doctor came in to look at her and said, well, what happened to it? She goes, oh, I use dandelion milk. You know, believe me, the doctor's like, don't let that get out. Boy. But yeah, dandelion is incredible. And that's another thing we mow or try to eradicate from our garden. And I'm like, no, dandelion greens are great for your salads. Dandelion tea is great for your body. You know, the flower, take out that little milk. When you've got a skin irritation, rashes, or something you can't get rid of, try it. It's a natural bacterial, it's a natural healing element. So please, utilize those leaves. Lemon balm, another great herb. I'm like, lemon balm works on your nervous system. It's a calmer. It's a part of the spearmint family. It will relax you. It helps to focus you and center you. I have some little hyperactive grandchildren. Give them some lemon balm with a little tea and honey, or lemon and honey, and they start calming down. And my daughter-in-law's like, what did you give them? I said, oh, I just slowed them down and had them drink some lemon balm tea, and it helps. Okay, yarrow. Yarrow is another thing that I learned from when I was a really active backpacker. And you get cuts and scrapes, put those yarrow leaves directly on them, and they help you to heal. It helps. It works it stops the bleeding. So it works that way, but then it's the antibacterial. If you create a wash for it, my son had acne problems. We seeped yarrow. He used it as a facial wash, and it really helped him clear his acne up. It's like, Mom? And I said, no. You know, we tried the proactive stuff. They were allergic to that, and it turned that gave them a really bad rash. The yarrow water worked, you know, seeping it works. Let's see. Yeah, the clotting factor, as you noticed, if you drank some of the yarrow tea that we have there, it has it's in the mint family. It has a slight mint taste to it, which is really good. Good for vomiting. It's, you know, it helps your stomach to settle and take away the cramping that creates the vomiting response. Okay, willow. We have willow here. Willow is the natural aspirin of the time. They actually make aspirin out of willow. So, you know, anti-inflammatory, natural fever reducer. It's really awesome. It really helps you with muscular pain, stings, burns. It's high in vitamin C, so it's an immune booster. Okay, there's willow trees. I go dig up willow roots along the riverbanks for basket making. There are willow trees there, utilize them. There's all parts, their leaves, their bark. I really do recommend the bark and letting it dry. As you'll see, I have it here. Anyway, I like different varieties of willow. I was just in Idaho visiting family, and they have a different willow there, which I really like the way it works and helps. So I'm thinking back in the before the colonialized days. All the herbs that we had here, we traded with other people who had different herbs. It's just, we took care of one another. We provided for each other. That is the way tribes and native people think. If you have a need of it and we can provide it, it's what we do. We take care of one another. Okay, mullein. Mullein is incredible. incredible for asthma, allergies, you name it, antibacterial, antifungal. If you got foot fungus, soak in some mullein. Seriously, it really helps. We have lavender. Lavender kind of came here, not of our own, but it is now here and everywhere and kind of grows crazily. But it's another incredible vitamin C, incredible healing properties of, it's a detoxifier. I included some of these because, yeah, bay leaves. We have bay laurels here. They are not natural to us, but they are incredible. If you have family that are sick, I stick some bay leaves in a pot and steam that and just let it flow through the house so that you can start cleaning out your lungs, and it helps clean out the bacteria in the room just really well. I included oregano because oregano is one of my go-to things. I am serious. Oregano shortens the time you have a cold, cough, or the flu. And I was just telling the people at the table, my little grandkids will, if they think they haven't been outside because they were not feeling well or not doing well, one of my little grandsons will go grab the oregano, he'll go eat some dry and go, I'm all better now. It's like, you know, but it is incredible. You can get oregano oil, tinctures, you put it, Humboldt crud goes away really quickly. So please remember oregano. I've been talking about the spruce. Just went right out here. Spruce tips. Pick some. They're incredibly high on vitamin C. They're really good. You can make gummies out of them, and kids will enjoy them and like them, and they're an immune booster. So, you know, it's also, if you remember springtime and the fresh green growth, that's what we use. It's that renewing. It's nature's renewing itself and us renewing our body, because it's a detoxifier. It cleans out. You know, in the springtime or in the fall and winter, you kind of start getting a little sluggish. Well, Bruce will speed you up a little bit. Speed up your metabolism a little bit, help you to feel better. Let's see, what other things did I want to share with you? You know, I brought books that I have used. This is an incredible book for herbs. Great recipes, by the way. The Modern Herbal Dispensary is another really good book. I'm a librarian. These are straight from my library. I'm open to the public. You can come check out books. 5 for 1 month. I'm sorry, I gotta put in my plug. This I love. You know, it's a little DK thing. I used to always buy those for my kids. I love them because the pictures are incredible. You can actually look at these and see them and see what it's supposed to look like and make sure you're doing okay. So that's a really good book. And then I don't know if you guys, many people have seen this, but some people have not. But this is awesome. It tells you kind of when's a good time to collect these things, because it's not always necessarily in the spring. And you don't always, sometimes you collect the flowers, sometimes you collect the leaf, sometimes you collect the roots. So what is it you're going to be using it for? And what part of it do you need to collect? This book is incredible. It's written by people who are natives from this area, and it really talks about what's available in our outside world. So please look that up. This one here was a class I took online, but I thought it was really interesting because it taught me a whole bunch of native plants that other tribes use. You know, I'm not in the desert. I'm not on the East Coast, but they have value. And I kind of wanted to open it up and know more about what native plants tribes use. Every culture has a tea or has a plant that they use. So yeah, it wasn't any different for us. And what is kind of neat is when I've met with other tribes, oh yeah, we have that tea. Wow, this tastes like home. I've become familiar. You know, the world becomes a lot smaller when it tastes like home. you know, a lot less stressful. So it's really important. I almost want to say, you know, there's a purpose for every single plant. You know, the fern, I picked fiddle ferns. I love them with garlic and onion sauteed. That's little baby ferns, the top of the new growth, fiddle fern. It's awesome for you. You know, when you look around, like the little yellow flower, it kind of has a little lemony taste to it when you pick it. I was a kid who my grandmother was like, oh, go taste it, it's okay. Although I will preference this, I did once, when I first started being a librarian, I took a plant walk just around our rancheria with the kids. You know, and I pointed out all the things they could eat and all the things they could use. And 4 of those kids, unfortunately, went home and they were like, we just tried the plants around the backyard. Well, they got a little sick because they weren't exactly edible or safe for them. And I had family members calling me going, that wasn't a good idea. And I said, I prefaced it. I told them it was, you know, only these things. You know, I even had them, taking it one step further, is I had them kind of draw a little map around the rancheria, like, oh, this is where we can, you know, get wild strawberries. This is where we can buy or get apples. This is where we can pick plums. This is where we can get dandelion. This is where, you know, there's lots of plantain over there. Even wild oats, you know, you can use those. Wild oats water is like really relaxing and refreshing for your skin. So, yeah, it helps calm it if you're ever in have inflamed skin. So, let's see. What else can I share with you? I don't know, how am I doing on time? We were. Huh? Seriously? No, I thought we were taking a nature walk. I thought we were going to try and do that, walk around the gardens and take a little nature walk. And oh, okay, that sounds good. Are you guys up for a little walk? Okay, well, and please feel free to come up here and look at the herbs in their natural state. Feel them, smell them if you need to. Take a look at the books, because they're very good books. There she is.
Liz can announce about the garden
Okay.
and let people know.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
She'll be available
Yeah.
to read. And also, Ruby, our UIHS board member, just was on a committee walk that went out to the garden. So
Okay.
I hope she'll be available to answer some questions.
That would be awesome.
Okay, Liz.
My name is Liz Lara O'Rourke, and I'm supervisor off in Cholula. And I don't know as much about herbs as you do, but I do use herbs. I am the CEO at UIHS, so I want to welcome all of you here. It may be the first time you've been here, but I do hope you feel welcome. Both Shirley and Ruby are on UIHS's board of directors. And I also want to, we thank Carol, but I also want to thank, Andre, but I also want to thank Harold and Ricky because they worked really hard setting today up, and Harold was the IT guy that was connecting with your IT guy, and it happened, right?
Yes.
And then those who couldn't make it to still be here and learn so much about teas. So we're going to take a little trip over to our herb garden, and then I will show you the other self-guided tours that you're welcome to walk on. There are some signage that will show you some of the items that are there. We just ask that you not gather.
Yeah.
And for those of you that choose not to take that walk, you know, whether you're just not up to walking, I'll stay back. And if you like, you can do a tour of all of our regalia and basket displays that are inside
Yeah.
the clinic building here and just walk around the circle and look at our exhibit. So if you're not up for the walk, you can stay here with me and do that.
Also, I'm going to suggest that maybe we should just do the raffle first, so if people want to do self-guided tours after, they're not going to worry about winning.
Oh, that's a good idea. We should also thank the caterer. The food was delicious. Yes, it was delicious. Thank you.
There's a lot left too if you guys want to do some more grazing.
All right. For those of you who are up to grazing. All right. So who's in charge of the raffle? Okay. Lynn is.
Do that when we come back. No,
Oh.
we should do that. I think we should probably do that first.
Just do that now?
Yeah.
Because that way if people want to just continue to wander, then they won't worry about missing the raffle.
That's right. They don't want to miss out on the good stuff.
Okay. So we have a pack of 8 reproduction cards from the museum, Victorian cards for different holidays.
There's more. It's more like a 20.
Okay.
It's a lot, yeah.
20.
It's one of each.
Number 429586. Somebody has to have it. 429586. Huh. Yeah, I didn't take a ticket either. So. Yay! Mug? Which mug is it?
It's this is an entire last year's kit
Okay, from
Wild Teas
Oh.
from last year.
we have a Wild Teas kit from last year.
Yep, it has a little acorn diffuser in it. So this is a classic or vintage or
429581. Yay! I've already drawn the next winner, so.
okay. So the next one, let's give away. Okay, Clarke Student Senior Membership and one of the Clarke's Basket and Weavers.
Why don't you just- So it's a Clarke Senior Membership or Student Membership and one of our Baskets and Weavers books, and that goes to BIP. Oh, that's fine. She actually put her name on it.
Yeah, that's no numbering system I've ever heard of there.
We have another Baskets and Weavers, a Victorian tea mug, and a tea towel. And that is going to go to 429574.
I put Bip's name on both of them, but the other name should have been Christy.
Okay. We have another Baskets and Weavers and a senior or student, household membership. Oh boy, that's good. You were busy. Thank you. 429561. Yay! One more book.
That's Patron. This is
Oh.
one of Josh's.
One of Josh Overington, our artist, one of his prints.
And this is every single illustration in your booklet is on this in print in one.
429566. One more time. 429566. There's no name on it.
Maybe it was the gal that left with the migraine.
Maybe. All right, let's try 429-596. Yay! We've got one more Baskets and Weavers book, and I'm going to see what the membership is. It's a patron membership. That's one of our higher level memberships. And that's 429-572. Yay! And the last prize is a tea set, and you'll have to remind me the lady's name who made it.
Oh gosh.
It's locally made, and it's made by a Yurok artist. So.
And oh gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on the name.
Both of us.
It's all three of us.
429-559. Yay! Thank you, everyone. And I do want to thank you, Liz, for hosting us and having us here today. I'm going to make one more quick announcement. If I could have Josh stand up. This is Josh. He will be our new director starting in July, about mid-July or so. He's replacing Katie Bush. And Josh has been, you're on the Timber Heritage Board? His name is Josh Buck, so get to know him. Those of you I know, I will introduce him. Otherwise, please introduce yourselves. Thank you, everyone.